To be honest, I have no idea why I'm doing this show again, but we back at it. So let's at least do a few more. I guess we're gonna be mixing it up from here on out. Let's do it.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Sure enough.
Well, who am I?
Sure enough.
You fool!
Hey, people! Welcome to Lions Rant or Lions Ramp. I don't even know anymore, man. I don't feel angry doing this. The fact I'm trying to do this in a very professional manner is kind of unheard of for a couple of people because of other things I've stated over my time doing this show. Never really was a fan doing this, but people kept asking me off and on camera, off camera, and many other things. So this is to explain, I guess, the unresolved yet kind of dumb beef I have with CottontailVA, or VA, from what I just recently found out thanks to social media. So I'm not really going to go into any names or anything. I originally knew Cotton before Cotton was a thing, or was just in the development period where it was, I'm not going to lie, it was a kinder period, I suppose. Ambitious, talented, very much on the drive to be where she is today. I can't say that she's not hardworking or she doesn't deserve what she has today, because she does. She worked very hard to get where she is throughout all the measures. But from trying to have this adult approach, why do I have beef with her, or why does she have beef with... It's very odd to really put it, because the whole thing started because of poor wording choices. I'm saying it like this because it's the honest truth. The way it started was, I was in the middle of doing something to where I just broke my fidget toy. The way it started was, I was in the midst of doing something where if we did it at the time that I was proposing, with all the necessary actors I had at the time, we would have launched a Spotify thing as well as like a crowd-funded effort that would have been very expedient for one of the businesses that I had a hand in creating. And when I was trying to approach Cotton about this, they wanted to say it in a way that was professional, but came off in a way that wasn't. Where in the efforts of what they were trying to put was, they're now unable to take on work that they don't know will succeed or fail, but they do want to work on stuff that will pay their bills, and they're doing it with respect. Where when I get myself situated, maybe they'll come back, maybe they won't, depending on what the writing is, but they appreciate the offer. I know that was the intent, but how she put it was not that intent of, I am now getting paid to do this, so if you want to keep me, you either need to start paying right away, or I'm walking. Which, when you couple it with the starting phrase of, I know that you've been so good to me, you've tried to do right by me, but that doesn't sound like you're trying to leave on a professional term, and it comes off in a different manner that's really not a good look, which can piss off a lot of people. I was one of those people. So, from there, I was unbenefited. I was pissed, professionally, and I just didn't know how to really feel about that whole thing. Nowadays, I do, but it's also kind of like, when I take a step back and I'm like, is it worth being angry at this person? Is it worth having this feud? Should I be this constantly upset with this person? Can we really sort this? Can my phone stop telling me I have messages? That would be great. I just want to take that whole moment to kind of step back on that front, because then what kind of cemented the feud to be even worse was a topic that we've already discussed, which, as I've talked to other people that have been part of that, was jumping on the bandwagon for cancel culture when you only know a side of the story that's written by someone that you could have gotten the full story from the other party, which I would go into the whole thing. Again, we already have a video up there stating my own side of the story, how all that stuff panned out, and from one of the people approached me being like, they apologized, they should have asked me first. Again, I get it. We are also in an industry where the most that people will listen to, is I want to put it at, is the people in the room that talk the most, push the most, promote the most, to where they look the most viable in a professional standpoint instead of on a personal standpoint when you want to look back and reevaluate the whole situation. And with me trying to keep quiet about a lot of stuff, not trying to showcase a lot of different movement points, and the fact of how I try to communicate with people at that certain time wasn't really, I wanted to get to know anyone professionally. I just wanted to assess the environment that I'm in again, because I was coming back after a long hiatus after being on TV personally. I just wanted to assess the people that I'm now going to be running with, and it didn't get received well by me just trying to approach things friendly over professionally, which, as we've seen, is probably also why it wouldn't take that much for Cotton and then just be like, oh, well, I'll just jump on this bandwagon, even though I could personally message him myself and get the full story because we have an open line of communication that I could reach out to. So on her end, it's probably just still eating away at her a little bit, just like, why did I not like, oh, right, that thing. Probably still is a bad person for that and other sort of stuff that I could easily ask for clarity for. So, yeah, that's just this whole video in a nutshell where I could just be like, oh, Cotton is just this terrible person because the blah, blah, blah. Nah, I'm not really doing that. This is the adult way of putting it of there have been wrong points of communication. We both have taken a whole spin of some stuff that we shouldn't have and just asked each other for clarity for. And since then, bad blood is just what it is. I would love to sit down with Cotton to actually talk this shit out, because that's the adult thing to do. I don't want us to be friends because I feel like that ship has sailed. I want us to at least be on good enough terms to talk again. But that's just me though. I would rather just have everything squashed out in a mature manner, where I would love to do it in a private manner, but I've also learned from the whole crowd of everyone that wants to say you can do stuff privately. None of you guys want to do stuff privately. You can only do it when it's in this methodology. So, yeah.